I have not been satisfied. I'm still hounding on Catboy Kami. And mostly, you gotta understand, it is his fans and his enemies that interest me, not the man. The man I can understand. I think I understand where he's coming from, what he's doing, and how he does it. And that's because it's simple. If you think that you've got some complex, brilliant racism, typically you just are fooled by the boggling power of the energy behind racial pride. Because it feels so good to be proud of your race. And it's so easy to say, well, that's the outcast. That's not my race. And so it's not that I'm against him. I just don't care. And oh yeah, I care a lot. And I'm against him. And oh yeah, that one's not like him, so maybe. But the race thought is what I'm interested in. Anyway, I learned something today. I'm a fat man, and I have face tattoos. Now, Catboy Kami is skinny, and he's blank-faced. So, that is important to some of his fans. They tell me so, that it is important to me that you are fat and that you have a face tattoo. So that's kind of to be expected because they're just dumb. And that can make sense. But in my gut, I had a feeling about Catboy Kami that he wasn't dumb. Which means he's grifting. He's doing this to build himself up right now. But there will be a day when what he wants is to get your eyes on an ad. And for him to make his money. Because racism doesn't do anything. It's just a performance. You can't make money doing racism unless you have a newsletter or a channel or a website or a home page. And someday he's going to need to do that. Unless he's just unlike most Aussies and just super rich. And I don't think he is. So we can see that trajectory, and his fans will stick with him, and it'll just be a little, you know, clade. I'll call it a clade, because it sounds clan-esque. It's very K-fold. It's not okay, though. It's very not OKKK. It is his own brand of racism. He's like Damon. No. It's better than that. No, he's worse. I was going to say he's like Dave Chappelle, because he has really risque race humor. But no, Catboy Kami's not as good as Dave Chappelle. However you slice it, I don't think that he holds his own in the humor category. So then it comes down to the question, which is, what is bravery? Because that's something that it takes in order to walk outside of your home with a bra on and shorts. And the willingness to let your reputation just be destroyed. And bravery is not the ability to conduct violence, as some of Catboy Kami's fans obviously think. Instead, bravery is standing against your opponent ideology's violence in the face of you taking damage, a cost to you that you are doing in the face of someone else's ideology's violence. And everybody has them. Their own little violence goes somewhere. Mine nowadays goes to me. But that's because my ideology is self-defeating. I'm a libtard to the end of the day. I don't think I get to escape that, no matter how hard I try. But my gut feeling is that Kami will eventually be brave. And he's like Jordan Peterson, where someday he's going to come out And he'll be like, okay, transsexuals, I'll call them transsexuals. And that'll be the story of his, evolution. And someday I think he's going to say something qualifying, but maybe he won't. And then the story does become about him instead of his fans and enemies. Because if he doesn't ever walk it back at all, if he stays on the outskirts, just fueling the fire, then he's a monster. Then he's dangerous, in my opinion. And then it becomes the stories about him and why, but if he makes it into a joke, like a registered, definite joke, then it's still about his audience. And this same, back and forth can be had with Trump, too. What is the story with Trump? Initially, it's got to be him because he's such an eye catcher. But eventually, a clown is going to clown, and it gets old. And then it becomes his audience. How long do they stick with the loser who can't admit he lost? And how big a deal will they make their despair and panic over the loss? How big a thing are they? And I don't know the answer to any of these questions. I'm just posing them to the universe. Where does the story go next for racism? I want to know. I want to guide racism and damn it, in every sense of the word, God damn it, and make a beaver dam, for goodness sake, because if you dam the flow of racism, you can harness its power, and you can, let the water out, and it can fuel a generator. Racism is a force. There's no question about it. But it has never been cultivated the way the internet has cultivated it. It's really a very clever, twisted thing. And it is here to stay. It is here to stay. And I've known that before because there have been other times when people have tried to domesticate racism and it worked a little, but it didn't work ultimately. So it's not going away. That's why I focused on the N-word before. But now I think the NFT word is a thing. The N-word, the homophobic F word, and the ableist T word. And so I'll feed those letters until they become LGBTQIA NFT, I'll do that kind of thing. But I'm not going to bat for the N-word. People have abandoned it and nobody wants to read about it. Nobody wants to hear about it. No matter how much it will educate people, I will not force people to learn anything but Hunimal. I'm old. I'm an old man now. It is somebody else's job to teach about the N-word. There's so much to teach, but it's a younger person's job. Now there is an idea. What if Catboy Kami used his youth to humanize the N-word and brought all of his fans on board? Saying it, that's very daring. He's still brave, right? But saying it self-referentially and, getting the steam out of it. That would be a sight to see. I'd love to see that. I don't think it'll happen. And as always, Catboy Kami videos don't go anywhere. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself. I'm going to sign out now. Unless you have something to say. Oh yeah? Do I still have 24 subscribers? Twar. 24 is Twar. Have a good day. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.